Hello, welcome to the Spirit of Speed. I've got this gentleman here who's going to tell me about this Derby. It's a pillarless model and it's going to tell us a bit of history about the car.
Okay, so a 1936 Vanden Plas pillarless. This is the feature, of course, no B-post. So I have to convince people there's definitely not a part missing. Yeah. So first owner was a Bentley boy, scrapped Thistlethwaite. So the least known of the Bentley boys, but he features in Birkin's book.
Right.
So that's good enough for me. So he had it for 12 months. He part exchanged a Phantom 2 and a Corsica Bentley and paid £150 cash for it. Yeah. No. Well, the Corsica Bentley is probably worth a good million these days, I would think. So not too bad. So the second owner, because Scrap had it for about 12 months, sent it back to Jack Barclays, and the second owner was a member of the Pickford's family, Captain Guy Vernon Baxendale, and he had her for some years. He paid £1,300 for her, and 10 shillings and 15 pence for 10 gallons of petrol, which isn't bad, is it? 8 pence a litre, I think I calculated that out. Third owner was a Russian Jewish immigrant who came out of Russia to escape the Second World War. He ended up being a multi-millionaire and a Queen's Counsel and made his money manufacturing ladies' underwear.
Right, okay.
So that's a little bit different. And then its fourth UK owner is a guy called Charles Rossiter Smith. And Charles always worked in the oil industry. For some time he worked for Ricardo, the internal combustion engine people.
Okay.
And he was responsible for introducing diesel power to London Transport. So because of a presentation he made, London Transport changed over to diesel from petrol.
Right, he had some involvement there.
He did, and he also at one point worked alongside Frank Whittle in the design of the jet engine.
Right.
So I'm in touch with his daughters and his son. They've both been reunited with the car, and we've taken them out for a spin in it, and they've sent me various photographs of the family, including a copy of a photograph with their father with Frank Whittle, which is rather superb.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good, and a page from his flying logbook when he was an observer on a trial when they put a Rover-built jet engine, to replace the rear turret in a Lancaster.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and I've actually got a copy of his logbook showing that.
Okay.
So the car then went to Holland in 1976, the Leduc family, who were food manufacturers, and apparently they only used it for 3 years and then put it into dry storage. Put it on axle jacks, and it went nowhere for the next 40 years. She came up for sale. I checked the history with the help of these guys, everything was kosher, and decided to buy her. And she's been mine for 4 years.
And who's the coach builder of this?
Yeah, Vanden Plas.
Right, okay.
So Jack Barclay ordered 6 from Vanden Plas.
Okay.
And this was, I think, the third one of the 6th. But ironically enough, and since I've been at the show these last 2 days, I now know that 5 of the original 6 still exist.
Really? I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
So they're still around then?
There's 3 are on the road.
Yep.
One's for sailing Guernsey at the moment, and the other one's got reaching the end of a 3-year restoration programme and should be on the road in the new year.
And what's your idea on the car? Are you going to keep it in its patina condition, or are you?
This paint finish is extra money.
Right.
So yeah, it's original to 1936. If you can see it, Rolls-Royce put it on the car in 36.
Right.
So the original leather, carpet. The only thing that's not original about her is the colour. She was originally gunmetal grey.
Right.
And Rossiter Smith went to Brooklands one day to watch the racing and was impressed by the fact that the cars there were Brooklands green.
Right.
Came home and said to the gardener, take the Bentley out and get it painted green. Right. And we think it's been hand brushed.
Right.
But it's been that way since the late 60s.
And do you drive it regularly?
She's out every week.
Brilliant.
And we've took her on a 5-day holiday to Wales this year, and she was faultless.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah, she's perfect to drive, no problem whatsoever. You could drive her for 6 hours and still not need a point at the end.
It's good that you still use these cars for all their intentions rather than just sitting in the garage somewhere. So.
What a waste that would be.
Yeah.
Because she's just so enjoyable. And you've probably seen from here today, she draws a crowd. She's interesting.
Yes.
You know, people come and have a look and they don't understand this, but they do by the time they leave. So yeah, she's lovely.
Well, thank you for the interview. I appreciate the information on the car and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.